chosen Matthew 7 as the verses which express your heart for your marriage. You want it to be built on, to have its foundation, the very words and person of Jesus. In Matthew 7, Jesus tells us, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock."
Ivy. Today I marry my best friend. Today you become Ivy Savannah Jones, and today we take a new step in our lifelong journey together. I keep pinching myself expecting to wake up. I'm undoubtedly the reacher. At the risk of sounding like a cheesy Christian, I remember praying for a godly wife all through my time in church, and today I can confidently say that God has answered that prayer.
I don't know if you knew this, but today is going to be the best day ever. Today is the day that I get to marry you. I have been thinking and dreaming about this day since I was a little girl. And to know that I get to share it all with you is the absolute best thing ever. What a journey the Lord has had us on the past few years.
Oh yeah.
We might think that people are one time confronted with how much God loves them and what He does for them in Jesus in order to restore relationship between them and Himself, and they say one big yes to Jesus. But in reality, we probably say 1,000 yeses along the way to that one big yes. Just take a minute to think about all the yeses that you have said to each other from the time that you met, first date, falling in love, engagement. It's a lot of yeses. And today's expression of love and commitment is built on those yeses.
While I know that love is full of lots of little yeses, I want to promise you today that I won't only say yes to our marriage each and every day. I'll say yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have to tell you this relationship has taken work. I don't have to tell you that we have so many stupid inside jokes and stories to tell our kids someday, that we've had so many of our best times together. We both experienced pain, mental health issues, spiritual struggles, and seen the effects of living in a broken, fallen world. I stand here today recognizing all of the struggles and difficulties, but I'd like to bring to light some more of what I've learned from being with you. I've learned humility. I've learned to be vulnerable with those around me. I've learned to live a life that seeks to spread the gospel globally. And yes, I've even learned that if you ask a girl to go out with you, it's different than asking them to be your girlfriend. But perhaps the most important thing that I've learned in my time with you is that our love is strong. Our love can face storms and trials and rough seasons, but it will always be stronger than what's around us.
Marriage is a gift of God. It is a oneness that is built on romance and commitment. It's built on the ability to love each other as Jesus has loved us. Patient love, kind love, love that always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. The foundation for that is in Ivy and Chris's relationship with the Father through Jesus, and they are trusting Him to picture in their marriage the love that He has for all of us.
Look where we are today. It's pretty crazy. We're at the altar on our wedding day, in case you didn't know that. It's so insane and crazy that this moment has finally come. I just want us to soak it all in. Chris, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that you are the man of God, that God has called me to stand by for the rest of my life. He has brought me the greatest gift and blessing that I will ever receive. A God-fearing man who loves me, who serves me, and who blesses me with all that He has within Him. God is so good to me for giving me you, and I can't imagine living life alongside anyone else. From this day forward, I get to call you my husband. You will forever be my very best friend, my soulmate, my teammate, my comforter, and my forever love. Thank you for being my safe place. I will live my whole life pursuing you, confiding in you, and pouring into you, and uplifting you. I'm so glad that I was finally lucky enough to get out of the friend zone on April 19th, 2016. Finally.
You did it.
That was the beginning of the absolute greatest adventure of my whole life. And now today is the new best day of my whole life. The day that we commit to love each other and to serve one another forever.